There's a moment when the camera stops being a device and becomes a doorway. And when you stop chasing settings and start chasing story, when the world around you turns into frames, leading lines, solid edges, and quiet truths waiting to be caught. DSLR cinema isn't a book about cameras. It's a book about learning to use them and learning to see. When DSLR first came on the map, it gave everyday creators access to shallow depth of field and cinematic motion. The world changed. We didn't need a studio. We didn't need permission. We just needed intention. This book, DSLR Cinema, is a blueprint for that intention. How to think, move, light, and craft as a filmmaker, like a filmmaker. Even when your entire rig fits in your backpack. You don't want to hit the record button, but a cinematographer decides why. This book argues that camera operators chase the subject, but cinematographers shapes the world around it. Examples. The operator sees a person walking down the street. The cinematographer sees the shadows chasing them. The operator films a conversation. The cinematographer shapes where the light falls so there's doubts. So that doubts show before their words do. DSLR cinema teaches composition, exposure, lenses, lighting, movement, set awareness, cinematic intention. But deeper than that, the deeper lesson is you are responsible for every emotion in every frame. Lenses aren't technical, they're emotional. 35mm says, "You're here with me, seeing the world honestly." 50mm whispers, "This is personal." 85mm confesses, "You're closer than I should allow you to be." 24mm shouts, "Look how big the world is and how small we are in it." DSLR cinema drills this into you. The lens choices is your voice. It determines how the audience feels, not just what they see. Every filmmaker has a focal length that feels like home to them. Find it, and then learn when to break your own rules. Movement is a decoration. Movement is meaning. In handheld, you feel the world breathing. In slow slider moves, you feel the world remembering. In whip pans, you feel chaos. In locked off shots, you feel fate. DSLR cinema teaches something every great DP knows. Never move the camera because you can. Move it because the frame asks you to. And sometimes the most cinematic shot is the one that stays perfectly still. With DSLRs came freedom and limitations. And limitations make you better. You learn to use a window like a soft key. A street light as a rim. A phone screen as a field. Gold foil as a meal as a bounce. Gold foil as a meal. Gold foil from a meal as a bounce. Light becomes less about gear and more about awareness. This book teaches 3 truths about light. Light reveals character, shadows reveal conflict, and color reveals emotion. Every frame is an act of choosing what you want people to feel. So, in DSLR filmmaking, every shot is a negotiation between you, your ideas, and the limits of your gear, between the dream of your head and the street in front of you. But the book breaks down how to win that negotiation. The formula. What is the emotional purpose of the shot? What does the character want in this movement, in this moment? What visual metaphors can reinforce that? What focal length expresses it? What movement complements it? What color temperature supports it? Where should light fall And where should it not? You don't need a big rig, you need a big intention. DSLR democratizes cinema. And today, mirrorless cameras and phones continue that evolution. But the core lesson hasn't changed. You carry a story machine right now in your hands. You can document your city, your journey, your resilience, your scars, your hope, your art, without waiting for anyone to give you permission. DSLR cinema teaches you to stop looking and start seeing, stop filming and start feeling. You're not just capturing images, you're capturing proof that you were here, that you saw beauty in the ordinary, that you found meaning in a world that didn't always offer. A filmmaker isn't someone who with expensive gear. A filmmaker is someone who pays attention. Peace out.
Do you have an idea for a small business that you plan to implement in order to retire early? Or are you a small to medium-sized business looking to grow your customer base, improve sales, or increase your social media presence? Did you know that digital marketing effectively drives in-person sales, as over 50% of purchases are digitally influenced? Are you aware that 70 to 80% of people will research a company online before making a purchase decision, and that having a one-page website can establish credibility? Hi, my name is Chris Colbert. I am the CEO of Cole Marketing Group. CMG offers web page design, TV and radio ads, and social media solutions. Call us today to solve all your advertising needs.